Thanks to some Niagara ingenuity, a new pear variety is now available in select stores. A partnership between the Vineland Growers Co-operative and the Vineland Research and Innovation Center has led to this, the Cold Snap Pear.
It is filling a need because consumers are more and more interested in supporting local products and having local, produce available. So we know that the buy local is growing every year. There's sort of more and more consumers that are interested in that. And if we look at the pear category, traditionally pears that are grown in Ontario, by the end of October, beginning of November, you can no longer find Canadian pears on the market because that's the end of their season. Whereas with this pear, we can just starting to release it because it stores very well after harvest. And so that means that we can have this pear on the market and available for consumers so they can find a local product all the way, till February is the hope. So it is filling a need that way. So they can have local fruit throughout the winter.
Focus group studies and testing of the Cold Snap Pear took place in the labs at the Vineland Research and Innovation Center.
And we got them to rate their preference and why they like this pear. We also get them to look at the visual appearance because we know people buy with their eyes. So if it doesn't look good, it could taste fantastic, but they're not going to be interested in it. So we wanted to see how we could kind of lure people in with the appearance and the visual characteristics of the pear. And then we also tested some different messaging. So what are the things that are going to really resonate with consumers to grab their attention and interest so that they go seeking this pear at the retail setting.
Local growers who make up the Vineland Growers Co-operative put their stamp of approval on the new variety by purchasing the exclusive rights to grow the pear.
What we're trying to do is what you see in apples, where there's a lot of different brands out there and it's more than just a variety name now. You've got things like Honeycrisp that people know that they want a Honeycrisp apple. Once they've had that once, they become attached to that and they go back for it and they pay a premium. And what we want to see in Canada is we want to drive more profitability for our growers and for the entire value chain for horticultural products so that we can compete on a global market. And so with Cold Snap, this is our first developed in Canada, branded in Canada, and grown and sold by Canadian growers and marketers to Canadian retailers. So it's a really exciting project that we've been involved in since 2009.
What have you learned from this project and how will those lessons be applied moving forward?
I think, we've learned a lot of things, not just on the consumer insights side, but as well as working with growers on a new variety and how much risk they really take on when we start a project like this, and how we can help mitigate that risk through proper and long-term testing, but as well as providing them with the tools on the consumer side so that they have confidence that the variety is going to do well in the marketplace. There would be nothing worse than making a big investment and then having consumers say, I don't like it. And so by being engaged with our partners from the outset, that's our main goal. We want to support them all the way along.
Believing this new pear stands apart, the marketing team saw the need to differentiate the Cold Snap Pear from other varieties.
One of the things we did in terms of coming up with, the name and, the packaging and everything around the pear is really understanding what consumers think of pears already and how they sort of position or talk about pears or purchase pears compared to other fruits that are available throughout the year. So one of the things that we found is that a lot of consumers said to us, oh, I love pears, but I just never think about them. They're sort of not top of mind. So what we're trying to do with Cold Snap is really make them top of mind by having, a catchy name, something that people can talk about, having them, in that, really nice, blue packaging so that they stick out on the grocery store shelf and sort of through word of mouth can be talking about it. Also, consumers we spoke to were really, really excited about the fact that they had more local options for a longer growing season, and so that they could able to find, something other than an apple in, January or February at the grocery store.
To find out more on some of the work being done right here in our backyard, visit vinelandresearch.com. In Niagara, you're watching The Source.